And idanతా same code copy paste, just change 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. Next chapter, fourth one is working with models and databases. Models and databases. So DJANGO supports one architecture MVT. Up to now, two we discussed view and template. So one template is ready, nothing but .html file. From the HTML file, I have to enter some student name. I have to enter student marks. You know how to create this form. Just to take one HTML input tag name, type text, next input marks, type equal to text, take one button tag and give the value as a submit. Template is ready. Once I click on submit, I know how to write the view function. Once I enter submit, where this data will be stored. Up to now, I am not storing data permanently for future purpose. Then we can go with the third one, that is nothing but database. Is nothing but in our DJANGO terminology is models. So every model is a one Python class. That class can be converted to database table. That's why starting we discussed model, view, template. View we know, template we know. Now the thing is model because of future requirement purpose. If I want to register any page, for example, if I want to create account in the Facebook, okay, you are opening form. I will tell how to display this form. Once I enter data, click on submit, where it will be stored in the backend database. Because tomorrow you want to log in means if your credentials are available, then only login successful. Otherwise, you are getting some error message. For that, if you want to store database for future purpose permanently, we can go with databases. So by default, Django provide one built-in database. That database is this is the database. What is the database? It is provided SQLite 3. If it is a medium scale application, then SQLite 3 is okay. No, sir, a large application is there. I want to configure with Oracle and MySQL. In our regular Python classes, already explained how to connect it to Oracle, how to connect it to MySQL in my Python regular classes already we discussed. Same, within the settings you can check by default the database configuration is provided by SQLite 3. If you want to give Oracle, remove that line, give as a Oracle database. In Oracle, by default, some databases are available there. If it is MySQL, you can remove. Oracle, you can give Oracle. MySQL, MySQL. Database name. So what is your database name? Name, username, password, port, and host. 5 parameters are there. Then based on that, we have to only database settings you can change. Then you can try to insert data. If you are given Oracle, data can be inserted to Oracle database. And this is my Oracle. Oracle by default one database is there. What is the by default database name? Oracle database name. ORCL. Select star from global underscore name you can ask will display ORCL. But not every Oracle. Based on version it will be changes. I have 12th version that is ORCL. Some versions it is XE. Adhe MySQL అయితే your wish you can create your own database, your choice. But Oracle ki there is no choice. Built-in database is there. In case of MySQL, now show databases. I have to create my own database. ఇవన్నీ ప్రీవియస్ బ్యాచ్ డేటాబేసెస్ 11 AM, 7:30, 7 PM, 6 PM batches I created databases. So MySQL you can create your own database, but Oracle no chance. Oracle by default database is warship. This names you can specify to your settings. Then data will be stored there. That is nothing but models and database. So in the database terminology is SQL. In Python model is nothing but one Python class. So working with models and databases. As part of web application development, we require to interact with database to store our data and to retrieve our stored data. Django provides a inbuilt support for database operations. DJANGO provides one inbuilt database SQLite 3. By default Django it is there. If a small application, it is enough. Other databases, Oracle, MySQL, Mongo. So how to do the database configurations? Django provides SQLite 3 database. If we want to use this database, we are not required to do any configurations. The default SQLite 3 configurations in settings.py file declared as చూడండి ఎవ్రీవేర్ వీడు కూడా ఏం రాశాడు ఫస్ట్ బేస్ డిఐఆర్. బేస్ డిఆర్ మీన్స్ కరెంట్ ప్రాజెక్ట్. ఇన్ దట్ it will goes to SQL3. అందుకే every time whenever you are using templates static I am also using base dir. It is pointing to main project folder. That is the meaning of base dir. If you want to connect it to MySQL, we have to connect with MySQL means same extra parameters you have to provide. Instead of SQLite3, go with MySQL. What database you want to connect, give the database name. Suppose my database name is DJANGO DB. This is my database name. After that, user. What is your user? By default, you know, username is root. In case of MySQL, password, root only. Host, where you are running your programs. Where we are running local host only. If any server side, give IP address. Port number. In MySQL classes, I am telling what is the port number of this one, 3306. E values you can give. Direct data will be stored to MySQL. You don't need to write any program. Only settings you can change. So it is connected to MySQL, connected to this database by using your username and password within the local system. 3306 is the port number. But last two are optional. If you are not providing also, no problem. But the first four arguments are mandatory. Last two optional. Sir, same configuration with Oracle. So first in your machine, which database is there, you have to check it. For that, the command is, this is the command. Select star from global name. What is this database? You can check it. Then give the database name. My database name is ORCL. Completed this one. Okay, Oracle कहते हैं ORCL. Connection same. Small changes are there. Those are, instead of MySQL, you can give Oracle. Database name ORCL. User Scott. Password Tiger. Port number 1521 is the port. ఇవి ఇవ్వండి అంతే బస్. So first అయితే initially you don't need to do any configurations because in your machines లో Oracle is not there, MySQL is not there. By using SQL 3 as it is connections you can practice. Once you are perfect in the programming, then you can go with the connections. Otherwise, first you are trying connections, it is not connected. You are getting irritation. So don't do these connections. SQL 3 you can practice. Any database main logics important. So now, if we don't want to use SQL 3 database, then we have to configure our own database with the parameters. The first one, engine, name of the database engine. Second one, name of the database. 3, user, database, login username, password, database, login password, host, the machine on which database server is running. 6th, port number. The port number database running. Host to port not required. No need to mention host and port too. If you want, you can provide your wish, but those are optional. Once I configured, how to check whether that configuration is success or no? No. Because without testing connection, if you write the program, no use. So once you do the settings changes, you have to check whether that connections are proper or no. If no, don't write program. Waste. If you're writing program also, not inserted. So that's it. First to check the connections, then write the views, logics, all the things. Otherwise, wastage of our time. So how to test the connections, whether whatever I provided, is it correct or wrong? How to check it? Once all connections are correct, then only we can continue. Otherwise, waste kada. How to check DJANGO database connection? So which project you have to do the settings? And at present I'm not doing any settings. By default, this is our project Mahesh news project. Okay. In this DB SQL3 is there. Kavatas, we are not getting any error. Everything will go fine because built-in settings. I'm not doing anything. That's why we are not getting any errors. If you have to do any Oracle and MySQL, how to check the connections, I will tell. Open the command prompt. You can change Oracle, MySQL, anything. Go to here. Our current working directory is D drive, CD, Django, 14th November, CD, current project, news portal. Go to the py, manage.py, open Python shell. Shell is opened. In this one, we have to go with from Django inside module is db dot import connection imported. If I give C equal to create object for the connection, C equal to connection dot cursor object you can create. If you are not getting any error, then if it is coming to the next command prompt, then it is working fine. And at present I am not doing any changes. Tomorrow we will get errors because once I change ikkada MySQL, suppose ippude I will change MySQL. I am not providing database all the things, but ikkada pedda process I have to idigondi 4 must be str not Windows path. Okay, so change this, save, go to the server. On server restarted again, restarted. So if something tomorrow you will get the errors definitely while writing program. MySQL kani, Oracle kani, if I am given, if I am using, if everything goes fine, next command prompt will be displayed. If it is not coming, it will display error. Based on that error, we have to take the proper steps. So I will tell the process, what is the process, okay? So here we can check whether DJANGO database configurations are properly configured or not by using the command from shell. So first you have to go to the your project. In that Mahesh news project, py manage.py python shell. Then shell will be opened. Within the shell, import the connection, create the cursor object. If you are not getting any error, our program will be success. Otherwise, you have to do the steps. Definitely it will raise error. Some settings are required, okay? If by default kabatti we are not getting any error. If you are not getting any error, means our database configurations are proper. So which steps tomorrow I will tell practically. Are we getting error? No. If error came, how to resolve the settings? I will give clarity. So database lo we have to create the tables, but in Python we have to implemented Python class, model class. Just it is a Python class only. How to define class? General what is a Python class? We have to define variables and methods. Well, tomorrow I will tell that story. How to define model, how to create the database tables. Present this is the theory how to configure the database. How to create inside table. Tomorrow I will tell.
payment plan.